Hello, welcome to Cafe Korean. You can learn Korean in a coffee break and it's easy as pie. So today we're gonna find out what double consonants are and how to distinguish them with the other similar sounding consonant, and lastly how to pronounce them naturally just like Koreans. So there are some similar sounding consonants in Korean, and it can be sometimes very confusing to figure out what these sounds actually represent. For example, when you hear things like ka, ka, and ka. So these are a few sets of similar sounding consonants, and I'll just put the vowel a to them. Then it's like ka, 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 na, ta, 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 ra, ma, pa, 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 sa, sa, a, ha, ta, ta, ta. So we've already learned what basic consonants are, and if you haven't got what I'm talking about, please go back to my previous video explaining basic consonants and vowels. And for convenience, I've categorized some airy sounds in this section. Actually, each letter has its own phonological name, but we're not going to get into it. And the last section in vertical line is a set of double consonants. So technically, the double consonants are literally doubled consonant. And before we get to those double consonants, I think the most confusing part for Korean learners, especially for fans of K-pop, is the difference between this section and this section. Because so many K-pop artists actually pronounce ka as ka, ta as ta, pa as pa, and ta as ta. So, for example, BTS, when they sing Life Goes On, the main chorus is like 잠시 두 눈을 감아. But the original pronunciation in Korean, when we actually read it, is like 잠시 두 눈을 감아. So, do you think you get the difference between them? Of course, I'm not a singer nor an expert in singing, but in my opinion, it's because the sounds with a lot of air are kind of sexier or more comfortable than the other sounds. Like in the same context, when you see some love scenes of dramas or movies, then characters breathe. They breathe love, which makes the sound more moisturized by adding some air in your voice. So, ka is usually romanized as ka, and ka is usually romanized as ka. But for better understanding, I'd like to add h in here to make it to be clear. So, ka is the most standard way, the basic sound, and then you make it a little bit more aspirated. I mean, you add a little bit more air and explosion, then it becomes ka. So using the same approach, we can look at the other set. Ta, ta. Pa, pa. Ta, ta. So basically, everything between this consonant and this consonant is a matter of the amount of air and explosion. Then getting into double consonant, ka, the basic sound, and ka is usually romanized as ka. And I'd like to put an apostrophe here to make it look strong. So it's all about how much more voice, the strong voice, is added to the previous step. So using the same approach, ta, ta, pa, pa, sa, sa, and ta, ta. So the best way to adding more of your voice is like you make it high pitched, like Ka, ga, 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 ga. The basic pitch is right there, and you make it a little bit more higher, then it's like ka, ga, 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 ga. Right? So for ta, pa, sa, and da are also the result. The pitch go up a little higher, like ta, da, 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 pa, 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 sa, 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 ta, da, 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 da. Well, I'm not saying that you should always make it high pitched like singing or shouting, but it's a kind of natural outcome to make those sounds. So when you think about a happy baby who's saying bye bye in a very happy mood, then it's not like bye bye. It's like bye bye. So when babies learn human language for the first time, the things are like ka 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 ka, ta 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 ta, or pa 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 pa. So I think it's a kind of natural way to say double consonant. So it was a quick lesson on similar sounding letters and double consonants. And to sum up, basics are basic. And for the airy part, always remember the H, the half of sound and half of voice. And for the double consonant, add a little bit more of your voice, imagining a happy baby. So thank you for watching my video, and if you like my video, then click the like button and subscribe my channel please. Then 안녕!